Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is a movie where for the majority of it, I found myself going, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Cameron Kelly Smith. Be sure to hit that subscribe and notification button to stay tuned on the content I provide each and every week in the world of wrestling and movie related discussions. So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it is the 9th film from director Quintin Tarantino. You have a huge main cast in there from the likes of Brad Pitt, Leonardo Dicaprio, Margot Robbie. And throughout the movie, you get a few extra nice little guys in there, little sprinkle of Hollywood's best in there, such as Al Pacino. You even have a few other people in there like Dakota Fanning, Bruce Dern. And here's how I felt about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Simply this. This is going to be a movie that is going to divide a lot of people, and it already has. You know, I live here in Southeast London, Lewisham, which is in London, England, and we got this movie quite late in comparison to the US. The US has had it for a little while now, and it has already proved to be quite divisive, and I think it is going to continue being very divisive. But I found this movie to be divisive for the wrong reason, and that reason being that this is a movie where for an hour and 40 minutes into the movie, nothing happens. Nothing. Like, you are literally sitting in your chair. I found myself sitting in my chair for an hour and 40 minutes looking at this movie going, nothing's happening. Like, nothing's happening. And don't get me wrong, it's fun and enjoyable sometimes to watch the life or the lives of these characters such as Rick Dalton and Cliff, who Brad Pitt plays, you know, and even Sharon Tate, played by Margot Robbie, you know, going through this movie in their daily lives. And I know that this is Quentin Tarantino kind of like talking about the myths and legends of Hollywood and debunking some, changing some, but that gets boring, you know. And this is a movie where I think the first half is slow, nothing happens. And even the second half, literally it took maybe the last 20 minutes to half an hour of this movie, fantastic. It's what you pay to see. And there is one particular plot twist, a major plot twist, which a lot of us did not see coming going into this movie, especially if you're interested in the whole Sharon Tate, Charles Manson murder situation, how that played out. Tarantino does a huge twist here, which I thought was really interesting and does go towards what I think he is ultimately trying to say, especially with the movie's title, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But you'll see when you check it out. But for a lot of the time, nothing happens. And there's this one great scene, right? And I won't spoil it, but all I will say, and this isn't a spoiler, just know that it's Brad Pitt on a ranch. And that whole scene was riveting. And I'm in my seat watching such a great piece of acting and a great scene that's got suspense and you're at the edge of your seat, and it's such a great scene. And then after that, you go back to the nothingness and fluff. And I think that's the issue I had with this movie. You have some great moments, some moments of gold covered by fluff and nothingness. I don't even know if nothingness is a word, but nothing. Like, literally 4 people in my screening walked out. Honestly, 4 people in my screening walked out of the movie. I saw this movie on Wednesday night. 4 people walked out. Now, you know, say what you will. I don't know what that says to the movie, but I personally found that they walked out in moments where the movie was boring and dragging. And I think that does say something about the movie. As I said, if you're a Tarantino fan, I suggest paying to watch this movie. If you're a fan of cinema, classic Hollywood cinema, and filmmaking in general, I'd say pay and watch this movie. However, if you're a casual fan who was thinking to maybe check out this movie because it is a Tarantino flick or because of Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or Margot Robbie, I don't feel comfortable in saying that you should pay to watch this movie. I think that you would not be missing anything, nor would you have any real consequences if you was to wait and watch this movie when it comes to a streaming platform or DVD. I would say that the last scene is great. And that last scene I will watch again. I will not watch this movie again. I find it highly unlikely I will. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that this movie is a masterclass in acting, especially from Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, which is, for me, Brad Pitt is the life of this movie. He brings a charisma and charm and energy that is just mesmerizing for me personally on screen. And so from that perspective was really nice to watch. But that's it. And the last half an hour, 20 minutes of the movie, by all means, that is fantastic and it's amazing. I don't know if it's worth sticking around in this movie. I think is around 2 hours and 40 minutes long. I don't think it's worth sticking around that long just to get to that part. And as I said, I won't watch this movie again, most likely. I will watch the last part again, but probably just on YouTube. And, you know, I know a lot of talking points about this movie is in regards to how they handled Bruce Lee and what was going on there. Yeah, I saw Tarantino, you know, come out here and justify his portrayal of Bruce Lee, saying that, you know, in his universe, you know, I won't spoil anything, but in his universe, he was basically, you know, defending how he handled things in the universe that movie is set in, or in the world that movie is set in, excuse me. But a lot of people, I think, was like, okay. You know, I didn't really have that much of a problem with it. But this movie, as I said, there's just too much fluff. Too much fluff and too much nothing. And part of you's like, this is boring. So for that, I'll give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. That's where I stand with it. I think it was an enjoyable movie. Some golden moments in some parts, especially the end. But it's surrounded by nothing. And I just don't know how many people are going to be into that. But anyhow, that's been my review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you like this review and you like the content on my channel, please hit that subscribe and notification button. And jump down in the comment section below to let me know what you thought about the movie. And if there's any kind of things that maybe I missed that you picked up on that made it more of an enjoyable experience for you, or even worse experience for you, let's get the conversation going. As I said, my name is Cameron Kelly Smith. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a good day.